Hello everybody, how are you doing? A little bit of a different video type from me. I've done a couple videos like this, but it's not really my normal. But I like watching this type of video, and sometimes it's nice to not look at my face the whole time. So I hope you enjoy. I'm just going to be watching me baking while I talk about a book. In this video, I'm making white bread, just like regular white bread, and chocolate chip muffins, which I make at least once a week. Every single person that lives in my house, beside me, is like absolutely insane about chocolate chip muffins. They're gone so fast. So that is the majority of what I bake. It's great though, because I love baking and I don't really like eating a lot of baked goods. I don't know. But this is my first time making white bread, or just any bread beside quick bread, in a very long time. It was taking me back to my bread making class of 4-H, back when I was like 10 years old or however old I was. It was actually great. I'm making bread right now again as I'm like recording this voiceover. So it was a absolute success. The family destroyed that loaf just during dinner. Anyway, so today we're talking about the Hexologists by I almost said by Sinless Sins, by Josiah Bancroft, who also wrote Sinless Sins, the Books of Babel series, which starts with Sinless Sins. My oldest sister, got me into that book, and actually it was like a pandemic. My entire family, I think, read the book. She told me about it, and then I went on vacation with some other family members, and 3 of them were reading it at that time. So crazy. Full transparency, I did not finish Sinless Sins. Nothing against the story, the author, nothing. I really enjoyed it. Just I was reading it, like book reading it, and I just didn't. And I'm really busy. I hate when people say that, but I legitimately don't have a lot of time, or I don't make time to sit down and just read. I'm a stay-at-home mom of 2. A 3- and a 4-year-old, as well as I have a lot of hobbies, as well as I'm in school full time. So I don't have time to sit down and read. I love listening to books. Like while I was baking, I was listening to a book. I love listening to books. So I did get the audiobook from my library of Sinless Sins, and I didn't like it very much. So when I have time, I'm definitely going to finish it because I really liked it. But anyway, that's not what we're talking about. I wasted enough time on that. Talking about the Hexologists. So this is the first in a trilogy, and I hate to say it. I absolutely hate to say it, but the second 2 in this book on this trilogy have not come out yet. So I'm sorry. The second one should be coming out soon, because this first one came out sometime mid 2023. So it's been, a year and a half. So it should be coming out, early mid 2024, 2025. It should be soon. Anyway. So this is a fantasy. It is a fantasy book that it really, generally I'm not reading like series at all, but especially series that are not finished yet. Like, you won't catch me doing that. I was actually shocked that I did it myself, but I saw the book, and honestly the name and the little blurb, like, it just drew me in. So I got the audiobook from the library, and I finished it in about 2 days. It was really enjoyable, like start to finish. I'll say the first thing I want to say about this book, the thing I loved the most about it, was that the protagonist and her husband is like co-protagonist. They are like the perfect couple that I love. Like, you're not reading about this type of couple very often. I read so much romance. I read so many like books with couples in them, and I do not see this type of couple very often. They are just like, they're so in love. They respect each other. They're funny. They help each other. They lift each other up, support each other. There's no bickering or complaining or like, bad things that happen in their relationship. I just mean that they are a great couple, and it sets the stage for a really enjoyable trilogy. So I'm looking forward to reading about them more. Like, I loved both of them together and separately. So in this world where they are living in, there are people who have magical abilities, and they're separated into like a few categories, and everybody knows about these. Like, everybody knows that some people have magic. It's not like a secret. They're separated into, I think, like 5 categories of like what their ability is. So there's like alchemists, and then I don't remember what else. And then there are people who make runes and can do hexes. So she is one of them. We learn a lot about the magical system and how it's kind of finicky in its own way. And our main protagonist, like I said, she's able to do hexes and she's quite good. She used to work for the police, but she ended up quitting and branching out on her own to work with her husband. And they call themselves the Hexologists. And they are like private investigators, mostly for like magical issues. And in the beginning of this book, I'm not giving anything away, this is just kind of the start of the book, is the king's like right-hand man comes to them with an issue concerning a possible secret heir that might be blackmailing the king or attempting to blackmail the king. But it gets serious. They get warned by a flock of talking birds, and now that's out of the ordinary in this world. And they get attacked in their living room by a giant mandrake. So they realize they're really in something deep here. They start investigating it, and we are absolutely in it with them. There's mystery, there's magic, intrigue. It's very dire. Then there's a twist that absolutely had my jaw on the floor. And all in all, it's wrapped up in this first book. So there's a main storyline and the mystery, and that gets solved. But while uncovering that, they uncover a bigger antagonist, which I imagine will be beaten in the second or third book. So it's totally fine to read this book now and then read the others as they come out, because it is kind of like it has a standalone quality to it, which that's what it's all about. To be honest, there's too many series out these days. Like, why is everything a series? I especially don't like that when the books don't feel like they have a standalone quality to them. Like, I want there to be a completed plot within this book. If there's a larger thing going on in the background, that's fine. That is totally fine. But please have a completed plot within one book. And this has that. So I'm all for it. And it had I just want to say, I don't even know how to say this. It felt like it combined a lot of genres that I enjoy. So I was really liking it. It wasn't just fantasy. It was fantasy with a little bit of sci-fi, with a little bit of mystery, with a little bit... You know what it kind of reminded me of? It reminded me of a fantasy version of Naked in Death, or the, In Death... Is that what it's called? The In Death series? By J.D. Robb, I believe. Nora Roberts, like her series, but under that pen name. That is like an investigator, and it's in like a total science fiction stage. This is like investigators in a total fantasy stage, and I just love it. Like, I think it's the coolest idea, and the fact that it's like a really solid couple that are the protagonists just makes it that much more enjoyable. And if you are the type of person who likes to read and also likes to watch, like procedural type shows, I think that you will enjoy this. Like, investigation stuff, like, I eat that stuff up. Like, give me a little twist in there. Ooh, baby. This is like, do you like Bones? I'm rewatching Psych right now. My gosh, it's so fun. So anyway, I just think that if you like those kind of things, you'll like this book. I would say give it a whirl. Give it a try. Have you read this book? Let me know. What did you think? Have you read any Josiah Bancroft? What do you think of his writing? He has a great writing style, in my opinion. Also, is that not the most beautiful braid you've ever seen in your life? I didn't show it, but it got like... that's the mess I made. I didn't show it before I put it in the oven, but it got really gigantic. And there it is out of the oven. Anyway, bye.